There was a time in Nigeria when people were scared of picking private calls or unknown numbers. This is because of the scare of being spiritually manipulated. I don't know how true this is, but when May visited a church, a popular ministry, this ministry is headed by evangelist Ebuka Obi. She was prophesied to and she was told to be wary, to be careful of unknown numbers, private calls, that the enemy will try to penetrate, the enemy will try to hurt, the enemy will try to harm her using a private number, that she should be wary of this private number. If you have been given such a prophecy, you might be like, oh, how many private calls will I cut off? What if this call is coming from Europe, from America, from Australia, from, at times people call and the service provider might roam the call or transfer the call in such a way that appears private. Maybe she had thought of this and she will be like, you know what, I cover myself in the flames and fire and the blood and the water of Jesus Christ, and maybe recite some psalms. It's possible. She could have been skeptical at that time, like, oh, evangelist, I thought you were going to say deeper things than that. Just for me not to receive private calls? All right, no problem. I will not receive any unknown number. So she probably might have laughed and smiled and said, evangelist, pray for me. And she left. But when those who have the eyes to see into the spirit give you certain information, of course, we know that there are people who manipulate people, giving them false vision just to take money off them. But there are certain visions that are given to you. You look at it and you laugh because it doesn't look real. Not until it becomes real. Like I said, there was a scare in Nigeria. People are afraid to pick unknown calls. They said if you pick these calls, your blood dries up or something is recited and that's the end of it. So Ebuka told May, do not pick this call because when you pick it up, you will be hearing certain incantation, spell that could knock you off. Be very careful. This is coming from a deeper realm of the spirit. They want to manipulate your spirit woman, the inner one, the one you see when you sleep in your dreams. They want to manipulate it. They want to call it out. They want to speak to it. And this could result into insanity. So she received the prophecy, prayed, and left. Lo and behold, yes, it happened. It happened. It happened. That private call came through. Yes, it came through. And she quickly remembered, you could have been given a prophecy and you just forget about it. It came through. The call came through. And before she could pick the call, she remembered what was told to her not to receive such call. She remembered. And she did not put the phone to her head. She didn't do none of that. Not at all. She allowed the phone to ring. And the next thing she did was to begin to pray and play some Bible verses, Psalms that she had already recorded in her second phone. She started playing it, and what she said happened will shock you. I mean, all of a sudden, the phone that she did not pick, she didn't pick up the call on that phone. All of a sudden, she said she heard a kind of weird screeching noise. You know that kind of sound that you hear when you watch horror movies. She said she heard it. Imagine, she did not pick the call. When she started praying and she started playing some of those psalms in the Bible, she heard a sound. And that was the end of the call. And this noise that came is not from her ringtone. She knows her normal ringtone. The old ring tone. She knows her ringtone, but this was like a screeching noise that came out of the phone, and she was shocked, like, what? What? Now, this evil call, I'm sure you know where it's coming from. This evil call came from Juju Austin, Judy Bala Bala, Enugu Bag of Rice, Jezebel, Delilah in one. This call came from her. She has been working tirelessly like Lucifer, going from one point to the other, seeking for who to destroy, seeking for who to break, seeking for who to run crazy, run mad. But to God be the glory. Yes, as the Bible says, that God is going to useless, make foolish the works of darkness. God is going to make them nothing. They will not be able to fulfill their wicked enterprise. And that is exactly what happened. This is a good one. And this is also a lesson to people out there to be conscious of yourself spiritually, not just live life like everything is okay. Who have I offended? What did I do? Did I say anything to anybody? Have I hurt anybody before? Have I done this to this person? I have not done that to anybody. I have always been good. I'm sure you must have heard such. People be like, who would try to hurt me? I have never done anything to anybody. I've always been a good person. That does not stop people from hurting you. That does not stop people from attacking you. If you be the best person, the sweetest soul. In fact, being too soft is an open door for people who want to oppress you. That's the truth. Just look at May. Did she offend Judy Austin? No. If you want to be in what they call polygamy, and the other party says no, why don't you and Yul Edochie, you and Yo, you can as well look for someone else to complete that circle, to make your polygamy what you want it to be. One other says no, go look for someone. Now, this woman is angry. She wants this by force polygamy. And since Judy Austin wants polygamy and May does not want, she wants to do evil. Like, okay, if you don't want to accept to be in this polygamy, I don't know, maybe this is part of what they were told to complete their rituals. I don't really understand. Is it by force to be a polygamous person? Is it by force to be involved? She has moved on. Why are you people still chasing her life? Oh, the house in Lagos. Okay. The house in Lagos. All right. So that is the reason. You want to inherit the house in Lagos. You want to inherit the money that she has in her bank account. No, it's not possible. God is not sleeping.